Florian Machel für Report 24 wieder einmal hier in Straßburg in der Höhle des Bösen, wie unser allseits bekannter Abgeordneter Gerhard Hauser immer wieder betont. Und es gibt trotzdem positive Dinge zu berichten, und zwar einen Untersuchungsausschuss, einen möglichen für die Corona-Zeit auf EU-Ebene. Was hat es damit auf sich?
Ja, wir kämpfen. Ohne Kampf geht da gar nichts weiter. Aber uns ist tatsächlich, ich würde sagen, eine Sensation gelungen. Es wird einen Untersuchungsausschuss zu der Impfstoffbeschaffungsaktion von Ursula von der Leyen geben, die es geschafft hat, um 35 Milliarden Euro, 1,8 Milliarden Impfstoffe von Pfizer zu beschaffen in einem persönlichen privaten Beschaffungsvorgang zwischen ihr und dem Pfizer-Chef Burla. Da gibt es bis heute keine Transparenz, und wir wollen im Zuge dieses Untersuchungsausschusses endlich Transparenz in diesen gigantischen Beschaffungsvorgang hineinbringen. Wir wollen wissen, wie ist das Geschäft überhaupt zustande gekommen? Welchen WhatsApp, welchen SMS-Verkehr hat es gegeben? Wurden Lobbyisten beteiligt, um dieses gigantische Geschäft einzufädeln, etc., etc. Man muss nämlich wissen, dass diese Impfstoffe bekanntermaßen weder wirksam noch sicher sind. Und jetzt haben wir 180 Unterschriften erreicht, gigantisch, das sind 25% von 720 Mandataren. Ich hätte es eigentlich nicht für möglich erachtet, aber es ist gelungen. Es gelingt eben auf europäischer Ebene auch diese Sensation, wenn man anständig dahinter ist.
180 Stimmen ist sehr viel, und es geht sich nicht aus mit den Stimmen der konservativen Parteien oder der Rechtskonservativen, wenn man so will. Wie war das möglich?
Naja, es haben natürlich die Patrioten unterschrieben, es haben die Mandatare der ESN, sprich AfD und so weiter, unterschrieben, es haben Unabhängige unterschrieben und interessanterweise sogar 2 Mandatare von der EPP, von der Europäischen Volkspartei. Sonst wäre das in Summe nicht möglich gewesen. Es war aber Knochenarbeit. Man hat lobbyieren müssen, und scheinbar ist da wirklich größeres Interesse vorhanden, endlich einmal aufzuklären, wie es möglich war, in einer privaten Beschaffungsaktivität diese gigantische Geldsumme auszugeben am Parlament, an den Institutionen vorbei. Bin gespannt. Ganz am Ziel sind wir noch nicht, weil gemäß Artikel 208 ist es so, dass die Präsidentenkonferenz und der Vorsitz von der Präsidentin Metsola, EPP ebenfalls, dieses Projekt erst zur Abstimmung im Europäischen Parlament vorliegen muss, und die Präsidentenkonferenz entscheidet, ob sie das machen werden. Ich gehe aber davon aus, nachdem wir 25% der Stimmen erreicht haben, dass sie das machen werden. Ich halte euch am Laufenden.
Pfizer lied, people died. Governments lied, people died. Ursula von der Leyen lied, people died. This is what we learned in the past week, starting of October 10th, 2022. On that day, we found out on record that a representative of Pfizer acknowledged in the COVID committee in the European Parliament that they never tested their injections for stopping the transmission of the virus. The same information was confirmed 3 days after, on October 13th, 2022. A representative of the European Commission in the same COVID committee stated the following, and I quote, and his answer was after I asked him about the effectiveness of these injections. And he said the following: if you want to have a vaccine that prevents transmission, best of luck. We could have got it, but it is not there yet. There's work going on in this direction, but that is a completely different design of these vaccines, end quote. So this is the second confirmation from a governmental official that they haven't tested these injections for stopping the transmission of the virus. So everything that they've said in the past 2 years proved to be a huge lie. And because they lied, people died. Because in these 2 years, when maybe there could have been developed other kind of treatments of this virus, nobody paid attention to that. When scientists, when medical experts said that there are regular treatments to this virus, they were labeled as promoting disinformation and not trusting the science. Well, this is what the science just stated right now, that they haven't tested these medical products for stopping the transmission of the virus. The third thing that happened last week, on October 13th, we discussed in this COVID committee a report released by the European Court of Auditors. This is a public document. And I invite all the journalists and all the people to find it online and read it, because they will be shocked, but they will find in it. And one of the things that I found and pretty much shocked me is the following, and I quote, by November 2021, the Commission had signed 71 billion euros worth of contracts on behalf of member states to purchase up to 4.6 billion COVID-19 vaccine doses. We are 460 million people in the EU. Ursula von der Leyen signed purchasing contracts of 4.6 billion COVID-19 doses of vaccines. When I saw this figure, I thought that I'm not seeing clearly. I wear glasses, you know, I have to do this. I mean, are they serious? That means 10 doses of vaccines. She signed contracts to purchase for every human being in the European Union. So the question is, if these vaccines or injections were so effective, in other words, were providing immunity from getting infected and from transmitting the virus, why would she purchase or sign to purchase 10 doses of vaccines or injections? We cannot call that vaccines now, after what we just found out. She signed to purchase 10 doses of injections for every EU citizen. This is simply absurd. And the fourth thing that we found out is the ongoing investigation by the European Prosecutor's Office, which on October 14th released the following statement, and I quote, the EPPO confirms that it has an ongoing investigation into the acquisition of COVID-19 vaccines in the European Union. So, unfortunately, it took us 2 years to realize and to make these public officials and these companies to acknowledge something that all of us said by raising just logical questions. Logical questions. And unfortunately, and I have to say this, the worldwide media refuse to ask these logical questions. What are the studies, or what were the studies back then, behind these vaccines? How long did they take to develop the vaccines? Are they stopping the transmission of the virus or not? We find out now, 2 years later, that they are not. This is a serious issue. And I hope that all these public officials who are still holding public offices will never ever be again elected by the people in any such office. And nevertheless, considering the fact that Ursula von der Leyen lied and people died, clearly she committed fraud, corruption, she's in a clear conflict of interest, she must immediately and unconditionally resign from the position as President of the European Commission. Thank you.